This is going to be lesson 1.2, and we are going to cover the pitch sol. We are going to cover a little bit about the tonic triad, and we're going to do some review. And we're also going to talk a little bit about different intervals. And I think that's it. Yeah. So let's start with a little bit of oral review, I would call it, where I am going to give the solfege, do re mi. I'm going to give the solfege, and you need to provide the dot numbers that represent that solfege. So, number 1. Well, these are not numbered, but just to give us a running head start. Number 1, do. Answer 1, 4, 5. Mi. Answer 1, 2, 4. Re. Answer 1, 5. Mi. Answer 1, 2, 4. Do. Answer 1, 4, 5. Re. Answer 1, 5. Now, I'm going to give the dot numbers, and you provide the solfege. All right, here's the first one. 1, 4, 5. Answer, do. 1, 5. Answer, re. 1, 2, 4. Answer, mi. 1, 5. Answer, re. 1, 4, 5. Answer, do. Okay. Next, I want to cover real quickly how the pitches could be learned. As far as learned quicker. I don't want to say like mnemonic devices, but something to kind of help latch on. Oh yeah. The brain works a lot quicker if you have material that you can link the new material that you're learning with. So if you are familiar with the literacy code, this may come in handy. Okay, so the first pitch, do. 1, 4, 5. In the literacy code, this also represents the pitch, or the letter D. And the pitch do begins with the letter D. When Louis Braille was making the music code, the music Braille writing system, this is why he started with D and not C, because his country, the nation where he was born at the time, they used solfege for their musical literacy. So they would call this do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. And that's how they would just call their pitches. They would just call them by the solfege names, and this was very natural. And so this is why he started with the letter D for do. And I personally think that this is phenomenal because a lot of the other scale degrees make perfect sense when when you start with the pitch D, or the letters that make up the word, or the letters that make up the the dot numbers that make up the letter D. I'll get this right eventually. The next one, re is spelled with dots 1-4, 1-5. Pardon me. 1-4 is not used yet. 1-5. This is the letter E. And when we spell the word re, R-E, yeah, if you link up the letter E, the literacy code E with the Braille symbol pitch E, and the word spelling ending with E, you will eventually make that link between all the E's. All the E's are going to be together. The next one, me. This one I really don't have a hard fast rule for, because it's just one I just have to memorize. Now, I will say that there are pitches that are mirrors of each other. In this case, do and mi are mirrors. There's a couple other ones, and we will talk about those when we get into that, more other pitches and things. But this one, me, 1-4 or 1-2-4, it pretty much just has to be memorized. So the other thing I want to remind, particularly Braille students, don't use the contraction for do when you write the word do. It just, in music, to the best of my knowledge, there is no contractions that's used, because it is an international, I don't want to say language, but it's an international system of communicating musical aspects. So that's to the best of my knowledge why we don't use contractions in Braille music. If I am wrong, please somebody correct me. But moving on to the next pitch, we're going to look at the pitch sol. And the word sol is spelled S-O-L. And the dot numbers are 1, 2, 5. And the shape looks like the letter H. And again, I don't have a hard fast rule for, any links, other than if you put the H between the S and the O, you could technically get the word shoal. And if that will help you memorize the pitch for soul, knock your socks off. You can use it. And again, with soul, there is another mirror image pitch, and as we get into the rest of the scale, after we've covered all the scale letters, I will do a special lesson that is going to cover all the different combinations, and hopefully by the end of that lesson you will be really, really fluent on recognizing some of these pitches that can be very easily mixed up. And this is very similar to literacy. When we're reading, when we're first learning the alphabet, we can often get D and F and I and E letters like that, H and J mixed up. The same is true for music. There are certain pitches that the symbols that represent are mirrors, and they need to be um, drilled so that they can be learned quickly and accurately. So that covers all that introductory stuff and a little bit about the first pitch of sol, or the fifth pitch of sol, um, in the scale. So now we're going to move on to call and response. I'm going to play some pitches and you sing them back, and then I'll play them again and you can check your accuracy. Now, we are only going to use the pitches of the tonic triad, and that sounds like this. A triad is when you have 3 notes and they all sound together. Well, something like that. There, that's a good one. So playing on a virtual piano is not the same as playing on a real piano. The virtual instruments are not, they're not good. No. Okay, so here is, these pitches are all going to be combinations of the tonic triad. And different, like, combinations. So here's the first one. Finger jumped. Here's the second one. Here's number 3. Here is number 4. Here's number 5. Here's number 6. Here's number 7. Here is number 8. Here's number 11. Here is number 12. And that is the end of that. Okay, let me see. Oh, I want to talk real quick about intervals. The tonic triad is composed of 3 intervals if you want to be real specific. And the tonic triad again sounds like this. Oops. That's the tonic triad, but it's the wrong version. We want this one. There. So the first interval I want to discuss is called the perfect fifth. And this one is from do to sol and from sol down to do. This is always going to be a perfect fifth. And if you listen, it sounds hollow, very empty, open. However, I don't want to give away a lot of descriptions, because I do believe that if the student comes up with their own description, it will help them better in recognizing the sound in other places on the keyboard, other than just, relying on what a teacher says. The next interval, so this comprises the outer, the extreme notes, the outer two notes. The next one is going to cover the bottom note and the middle note. And this is called a major third. And this is on do and mi, and then mi down to do. That's always going to be a major third. The third interval is going to be between the top note and the middle note. This is a minor third. And this is from sol to mi, and then mi to sol. That's always going to be a minor third. And if you listen to the two thirds, here's the major third. And here's the minor third. The minor third sounds more dark. The major third sounds more bright. And that's all I'm going to give you on descriptions of those. In music, and the fifth sounds hollow, open. I quit playing that note. The fifth sounds very hollow or open. So in music, pitches have color, just like in sighted world. In sighted, there's color. There's different colors of blue and green and red. To someone who has never seen these colors, the closest that they can come to in understanding them is probably sound. Music has color, and not in the visual sense, but in an oral sense, by hearing. There are certain tonalities and certain sound combinations that sound brighter, darker, or harsh, or mellow. It's to the ear as what colors is to the eye. Sound has It's kind of weird that they use the word color, because color most of the time is thought of as like different shades of red, blues, and purples, and violets, and greens. Where sound, I don't know if there is a word other than color, but trying to associate, trying just listening to the sound and hearing how they sound, not like forcing, but just hearing it, like just hearing that and thinking whatever that sound comes, how that sound sounds. And the same with this one or this one. So being able to listen to these sounds, being able to go to the piano and play them and learn how they sound will help you with learning music, learning different not styles, but like how music is put together, things like that. That's probably way longer than I needed it to be. But that is a little bit about the intervals. So lastly, there is an assignment, and there's the recitation where you recite the solfege and the dot numbers that represent those pitches. And if you needed to, you can write this out. And as you're writing them out, you can say them. You could write out, I don't know, 2 lines, 3 lines, 5 lines, a whole page of do, and then the dot numbers that represent do. As you're writing them out, you can recite them. As you're, or else you could just recite them. Go through the pitches and the dot numbers that represent the pitches 10 times minimum. It doesn't have to be like done all at once, but a little bit throughout the day is probably going to be better. And this is like a way of practicing without really having to practice. It's more of a brain practice than a, finger or singing practice. Because pulling out information from your brain with recitation is going to help you learn. It's going to create those neural pathways much faster than just writing. Next, there is the reading exercise. If you need to write them out, please refer to the preparation lesson. All of that is there. And if you want to sing them, you can do that, and you can practice your singing. These, again, they just cover the pitches do, re, mi. No, they just cover do, mi, sol. I'm sorry. So they just cover the pitches do, mi, sol. So it'll work a lot on the stuff that we've already covered. And then you can either sing them or recite them. You can use them as like pitch recognition drills. Lastly are the vocal exercises where you're singing different vocalises, and these help not only with the current lessons, but they also help you prepare for upcoming lessons as well. And they just have a lot of natural things that are used in music, and being able to sing them will help you to internalize them, which in turn will help you to play them when you approach a piano or whatever instruments you're playing. So I'm just going to run through these. I'm not going to give the pitch names of every individual note. I was debating whether or not if I wanted to do that, and I thought, well, if I give them the pitch name, then they're not really going to be paying attention to what they're learning. If you want to write these out, you can use this as dictation work. And then right there, you will have your pitch names. And by being able to review the pitch with the Braille, you will be pulling out that information from your brain of, well, what is dots 1, 5? Oh, that's Ray. So being able to recognize that. And in addition, these are all given in lesson 1, and I don't think we wrote these out, but if you want to write them out, you can, but they're not really needed to be written out, but mainly just sung. Okay, so here is the pentatonic scale. It's just a 5-note scale starting on Do. And there are these, it has to be these pitches. It cannot be any other pitch or any other pitch organization. It has to be these. So that is the scale, the pentatonic scale. Here's the additive scale, which is a little bit trickier for some. So that is that. The intervals going up, you have the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and then descending, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and that is that. And then there's your thirds. I call these like jumping thirds. So that's that one. And all these are beginning and ending on sol or do. They're either beginning on do, ending on sol, or beginning on sol and ending on do. The last one is the tonic triad, which is what we just looked at today. And that's how that is played and sung. So that covers the lesson. I'm looking to see what my lesson plans are, and I cannot find here they are, my lesson outlines. Okay, so the next lesson that I do will be covering all the pitches, do, re, mi, and sol. So if you want to wait around for that one, that will hopefully be up in a week. And then the fourth lesson will be introducing a new pitch called fa. So that's just a little bit to kind of whet your appetite for that. So in the meantime, have a wonderful day and enjoy your lesson study with do, mi, sol, and prior items that we've covered.